with the window, I'm going to take paper towel, wet it down, and I'm going to put a wet line right across the middle of the window on both sides. What this is for is it's so the film doesn't move around when I put it on. Line the film up so it's covering, and then just gently tack down in the middle. Then what we want to do is get the stress of the film divided equally between the bottom and the top, and then lock it down. I'm distributing the stress of the film equally across the bottom and across the top. You can only shrink to the factory edges. So we're going to call this across the top, factory edge on the top, factory edge on the bottom. The film will only shrink straight up and down to this edge. Okay, once you have the stress equally top and bottom, your fingers are now straight up and down the best that you can get them. Use a heat gun on high, and what you want to do is, the first thing is start in the center with your hand, come over, and then make this edge flat. You cannot shrink this edge because film only shrinks from factory edge to factory edge, top and bottom. You always want to also start shrinking in the corners because typically that's where the stress is. So what I'm going to do, take my hand, smooth it out, hold this edge flat, then take the heat gun, and then I'm going to start to apply the heat. What I can then do is then the stress that I just heated out and is now flat, I can move that up with my hand, and then I only start at the bottom of where it stands up from the edge. You can now see that this is laying down and my line is now here. So I'm not going to put any heat below this line. So I'm going to start at that line, and I'm going to let the film react. Smooth it out with my hand. And now, my line is here because it's the only thing connected from the edge to here with it. The stress that you now see down in this area is simply because there's nothing to hold the film against the glass. In other techniques, it would be dead flat and it's very easy to see that it's laying down. So now what I'm doing is I've now laid this area down flat. My true edge now is here. So I just apply the heat, and what I want to do at this point, if it ever bunches up, just split it in half with your fingers. And then once you get it to that point, you just want to make sure that this edge is sealed. We've taken care of this corner, now we're going to work on the bottom corner. Same thing, start at the top with the finger and just work it. Most important part of a window that's being shrunk is the edge is flat. Okay, I have this corner and this corner, and we're going to go to the other corners. We're going to leave the middle for last. I'm going to apply is flat, and this edge is flat. The remaining stress of this window is this finger, and this one in the middle. So, we're going to start here at the top. Just going to work this, and as you can see, the edge is flat. That's what you want. This is standing up simply because there's nothing to actually hold it to the glass. Same thing here.